Hello, traders. This is Dave again with the Compass Options Live Trading Room. This is the weekly Periscope video. Just want to go over a few of the trades this week and talk a little bit about the Compass system and also the Dominator system and how we're using those in conjunction with each other and some of the trades we took this week. So we'll just get right into it here. We'll start with the disclaimer. All of the signals and trading opportunities provided here, both orally, written, or electronically, are for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. All right, so let's move ahead here quickly. This is just some rough trades we've done. I just keep most of the trades on here that have closed out. We've still got HSBC on time spread, but we haven't done anything with that yet. But again, we've had some pretty good trades here. Again, we had DHR on 10/19. That was the time spread for 25%. We had Netflix on the 21st, 20%. We had Mara on the 25th this past week, 13% gain. We also had Tractor Supply for a call debit spread. We made a nice 13% on that one. And then we had at 10/26, we had TDOC for a time spread. That was a nice 26% win overnight on that. We had Intel, which we varied from a plus 20% gain to a minus 30% loss, depending upon where you got out. I was able to get out some we get in for 16 cents. I was able to get out of some for 24, some for 22, and then I held some more trying to squeeze out some more profits, and I ended up getting out for 10 cents. So I took a 6-cent loss on the last batch, but I was profitable, but I know some folks weren't able to get out, so that's why I put it in there as anywhere from plus 20 to minus 30% on this time spread. We had a nice little gain in Apple here, a quick one on Friday. We also had Salon with a call debit spread. We made a quick 33% on that debit spread, and then we had a SPY trade in the afternoon for 6% that we called out. So all in all for October, so far, we've just got one more day to go. So we've had 29 trades, 27 wins, 2 losses, 93% win rate. Very good win rate. And I think using the combination of the Compass system and the Dominator system is going to make that win rate fairly common. I think we'll see this a lot as time goes on here. So the highest probability trade setups. Again, we focus on this every day. We're looking for a breakout of dynamic compression zone. We're looking for a Fibonacci reversal if there is one. Looking for a trade to break out in the same direction as the stock's current trend. And I go over this every week. We're looking to trade continuations on longs and shorts. We do not counter trend trade. So if a stock is green for the day and pulls back to support and then starts to bounce up, we're going to go long on it. But if we have a stock that's short and starts to bounce up, we're not going to go long. We would wait for that to go up, hit resistance, and then take it short. And we'd also like to trade in the same direction as the current market trend, if there is one. And we've got a couple of ways to see that now. We can look at it on the Compass system and see it, and we can now also see it on the Dominator system with the background screen that we'll show you here in just a little bit on the Ninja platform. We also want, obviously, the Compass signals to all line up. So if we're going long, we want the Compass indicators, both the multi-time frame, current time frame, to be blue or green. And if we're going to go short, we want them to be red or yellow. And the same goes, of course, for the modified Laguerre multi-time frame. We want that to match the trade direction. We want the Bollinger bandwidth to be expanding, which is indicating a breakout, either breakout or breakdown. And this typically occurs when you're coming out of a dynamic compression zone. This is almost always the case. We're also going to look for stocks that have relative strength and relative weakness versus a SPY. So we want to take a long stock that's outperforming the SPY to the upside. In short, take a stock that's underperforming the SPY to the downside. Or if the SPY is weak, we want it even weaker. And if it's a swing type trade, or it could be a swing type trade, we want the daily chart to match the direction as well. So if we take a bullish trade on a 5-minute time frame looking for an intraday trade, we'd like to have the daily chart also match up with that and be bullish. It gives us more flexibility to stay in the trade longer during the day, and also allows us to take it overnight or a couple of days if we need to. And there's a pop out of the box signal that even adds conviction. And I will add here now, I'm gonna start adding that we want to see the dominator system giving us buy signals or sell signals when we take these trades. We basically want to use the market internals of the dominator system. So what we've got is we've got two systems now that work together. We've got the compass system, which identifies institutional trading. Institutional buying and selling lets us know whether the institutions are driving the trade we're looking at on the compass system. And then we have the market internals coming in on the dominator system that get displayed on the Ninja platform, which tells us if the market internals are in our favor. And market internals I'll cover here in just a little bit as to what they're made up of. This I'll just leave on here. I just leave this on each week. This is how to trade Heikin-Action reversal systems using the compass system. It's basically part of the highest probability trade setup that we just saw here just in the previous slide. And again, this is some charts. I didn't add any new charts this week. I'm going to go to some live charts on the dominator system when I get close to the end here. But this is a trade in Zillow. Again, for folks who are new, what we're looking for is we're looking for a stock to break down. You see how we've got a pop out of the box signal right here. This blue arrow is a pop out of the box to the downside. And you see the big candle here. And you notice that all of the indicators on the compass system are red, telling us we want to go short. We take some puts here and we ride it down. And we get out right here on this particular trade. We could have got out anywhere along here as it starts to lose momentum, but this is where we had our price target hit to get out. Oxy, this is a daily chart on Oxy right here, and you can see this shaded area right here is called the dynamic compression zone. For those who are not familiar with that, this is a dynamic compression zone that is created dynamically by the compass system, and it's on you get them a lot during the day on 5-minute charts. This is on the daily chart, so we're seeing a breakout of a dynamic compression zone right here in Oxy. So this is one of the trades we took, but we took it intraday, and this is where we actually took it. This is the 5-minute chart of that daily chart that we just saw right here. This is the daily candlestick. This is the day we traded long, and here's where we get in right here. And again, there was a dynamic compression zone here. It's not on here right now because it comes and goes during the day. But you notice how that we took the price right off this little green line here is a 15 exponential moving average. It's actually the 15 EMA of an EMA. It's a smooth exponential moving average. Stock popped off of that. We had a buy signal here. Everything is green or blue, and we just rode it right up. And you can take profits here when you get this red candle. And this stock is, the price is getting kind of away from the 15 EMA right here. This was Tesla. This was a really nice trade in Tesla. Again, dynamic compression zone. This is a 5-minute chart, dynamic compression zone. We take it right off the 15 EMA right here. See how it's right on the 15 EMA, bounces up. Take this trade right up. And these green dots in the middle are called acceleration dots. These tell us that the the Laguerre current time frame, which is this line right here, the 5-minute time frame, and this tells us that the Laguerre momentum indicator is pegged at 100, as high as it can go. So it's telling us there's as much buying coming in here that the oscillator can measure. And these are Heikin-Action candles. So you can see the flat bottoms on the Heikin-Action candles tell you that this is a nice trend to the upside. This was a really, really nice trade. This one we took. And this was where we get out right here, when we start to get these wicks and tails. You notice, as long as you keep flat bottoms on here, you're in a trend. And then when you start getting wicks and tails, the trend is beginning to wane a little bit. Here's a short trade in the SPY. Again, you can see here, we go from a wick and a tail to a flat top. And so this is bearish right here. And this is a little different setup on the right here on the Thinkorswim platform I've got, because I wanted to include the Bollinger Bandwidth down here just to show you how the Bollinger Bandwidth is expanding as the stock moves down and the bandwidth is getting wider. And again, you can keep riding this down as long as you've got flat tops on the stock, on the price candle. And then once you start getting these wiki tails and these short little candles, you get out and take your profits. There's no need to stay in when you're getting this kind of move right here. And you notice the bandwidth starts to compress down, which tells you you're going back into compression again. And you notice that this is the Laguerre current time frame right here, the momentum indicator. You can see that it's yellow and red all the way across here, and then it goes to blue. You'd be out by then. Another one right here, again with the pop out of the box signal coming right off the 15. The 15 right here is red here, so it's moving down. We want the 15 to be red. And this pink line is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. And when the stock breaks below the VWAP, and we've got flat tops on the candles right here, that's the breakout. That's where you take it. Everything is either yellow or red. You take it out right here and you just write it down. And then when you start to get these momentum waning to the side like this, then you go ahead and you take profits. And this is the kind of exact setup we're looking for. Basically breaking through what would have been considered a resistance level and then take it down. And Meta, another one we traded. This is a daily chart on Meta. We actually took this overnight right here after this big break out of dynamic compression zone. Took it down here, and I'm not sure, I can't remember which day we get out here or here, but we had a nice gain in Meta. And again, there was everything is on this candle, everything is red or yellow, so it's bearish coming out of a dynamic compression zone on the daily chart. So really nice trade right there. And I got again another one in Splunk. This is one we took coming down here off of this breakout of this dynamic compression zone. This is a daily chart. We took it overnight. I think we actually took it here, and it gapped way down the next day, and this is where we took profits in it. And then it moved up that day, but we were out of the trade. But again, it's one, if we had caught it, if we had noticed, we could have caught it earlier right here, breaking out of this dynamic compression zone with everything going red or yellow. And so that's what we look for. This is a JPEG of the Dominator system. Now, the Dominator system, this is running on a Ninja 8 platform. Dominator, which measures the market internals, is only going to run on the Ninja 8 platform, and it uses what's called a kinetic data feed to get the market internals. You can't get the market internals anywhere else. They don't feed them to any other platforms. You can't get them in TD. You can't get them in Scott. You can't get them in Tastyworks. You can't get them anywhere unless you're a huge institution, and they pay thousands and thousands of dollars every month to get this data. So we get it here through Ninja, and this is what the Dominator market internals look like. Now, if you're not familiar with what the market internals are, the market internals, the Dominator system is looking at 5 different indexes. It's looking at the Dow, it's looking at the New York Stock Exchange, it's looking at the S&P 500, the SPY, it's looking at the NASDAQ or the triple Qs, and it's also looking at the IWM or the Russell 2000. So it's looking at all of those indexes, and what it's measuring not the number of stocks that are moving up on up volume and upticks, and the number of stocks moving down on down volume and down ticks. And it looks at those across each one of the indexes, and then it looks at them in total. So it looks at all of the stocks that are moving up or moving down on up volume and upticks versus moving down on down volume and down ticks. No, there's no price involved in any of this. It's just strictly looking at the stocks moving up, the number of stocks moving in up and up volume and upticks, and down on down volume and down ticks. And at the bottom of the chart here, there's 10 lines. So if we've got, for example, if we got the Dow, we've got this would be the volume, for example, the volume, and the next line down here would be the ticks. And then you'd have the next one, perhaps the Russell, volume, ticks, and New York Stock Exchange, volume, ticks, Qs, volume, ticks, and the SPY, volume, and ticks. So basically, you've got 2 lines for each one of the indexes indicating volume, stocks moving up in volume and upticks, and stocks moving down on down volume and down ticks. And what you're looking for, of course, is as much red or as much green as you can get, and that will tell you whether you're having a significant move. Because what it's looking for, when it's painting these red, for example, it's not just telling you that there is a lot of more stocks moving down than moving up. but it's going to tell you when the signals come out, such as here, when you get a sell signal. See this red arrow right here? That's a sell signal. This is the S&P 500 right here on the 5 minutes. So this is a sell signal right here on the S&P 500. Now, if you look down here, what this is telling you is when you see a sell signal, that's telling you that the disparity of the stocks moving down versus the stocks moving up is huge. In other words, you'll likely have 5 or 6 times as many stocks moving down as moving up in this particular case when you get this signal. So let's say if you're looking at the S&P 500, you might have 400 stocks moving down, 100 stocks moving up, or 425 stocks moving down, 75 stocks moving up. So there's a huge disparity in the number of stocks moving in that direction, which then generates this sell signal. And you can see it in what's going on down here. You've got a lot of red. Anything that's black is basically just a neutral. It's not a big disparity or a small disparity. They're roughly about equal. But you're getting a sell signal, which means when you take all of these indexes in total across all of them, the disparity is huge and big enough to generate a sell signal, which is where you would get in right here on this sell signal. And you can see it's just falling below this 15 EMA right here. So that would be a trade you would get in, and you could take it down, and then when it starts to flatten out, you could get out. But as long as the sell signals stay on here, you could actually stay in this trade. So that's what it looks like. The background color, black is neutral. When you get a lightish pink like that, that's bearish, and when you get a darker pink, it's even more, that's more bearish. And we'll look at a green one here in a minute, I think. Don't know where that went. We got one coming. This is the SPY. I think I got this slide out of order, but this is the S&P 500 of the SPY on a daily chart recently. So you can see we moved up here to the 200-day. This was back in August. Everybody thought we were rallying up. We pulled down hard. We moved up slightly above the 50 and then pulled down hard and created a new low of the year right here. So the market's in a bearish market. It's been trending down all year. We've been producing lower highs and lower lows, which is the definition of a bearish trend. And this time now we're bouncing back up again off of this low, and we went up through the 50 and right up to the 100-day this Friday. We stopped right at the 100-day moving average. So it'll be very interesting to see what the market does tomorrow. We've obviously got resistance up here at the 200-day moving average, but we're on resistance right here. So we'll see what it does. I should have had this slide. I had it out of order. I'm sorry about that. This was Friday. This was actually the dominator system on Friday, and you see this is like right here. It's about 11:45 in the morning. We went from a black background, which was neutral, to a light bluish green. This is bullish. And if you look at the signal it put out right here, you see how all of the indicators went green right here. This is actually a really, really good place to enter a trade. Again, it's coming off the 15 EMA right here. You got all green across all of the indicators here. You get buy signals. So I mean, you could stay in this thing. There was buy signals all day long. So I mean, you could have got out here and taken profits and then got back in when it pulled back again. This was a really good entry spot right here. You notice right off this 15 EMA. But we had buy signals all day on the SPY, and you see how this stayed green almost all day long. A few reds sticking in here, but the buy signals never went away. So this when it goes fully green. Now, if you were looking at the SPY and you saw this fully green, all these green lines here, and you know that the market is bullish, and you were looking at a stock like, let's say you were looking at Netflix, and Netflix had been performing well in the morning, was outperforming the SPY. You could go to the Compass program and see where Netflix is, where your support levels may be that you want to buy in off, and you can also go to the Compass to the dominator system and see what the background looks like on Netflix, and we'll look at those here in just 1 second. All right, so so that's the SPY on Friday. Beautiful buy signal right here off of all these green candles. This was an excellent time to get in. You ride it up, and you could just stay in this all the way up. The buy signal never went away. So this is what we look for on the Compass dominated combo, what I call the Compass dominated combo. So we're looking at the Compass system. Obviously, we want the Compass system to be give us institutional trading, So we want to know that the institutions are in there. And at the same time, we want to know that the market internals are working for us in the same direction. So when you're looking at the dominator, you're looking for bullish background. So you're looking for a background that is green, light green or dark green, and you want a dominator buy signal. If you're looking at shorts, you want it to be background to be pink or red, and you want sell signals. So that's what you look for in the dominator system. The dominator system is now telling you that the market internals for all of the indexes is either bullish or bearish. And what I have found is because you've got a bullish setup or a bearish setup in the dominator, and you also match that up with the compass system, so that your compass indicators are green and giving you a high probability trade. In other words, buying these things off of some support levels or resistance levels, that you can actually take larger trade size and you can stay in the trades longer as long as your signals agree and as long as your compass system still looks good. And what I'm saying here is the best entry levels for trades when the dominator system aligns is look to get in with a bounce off the 15 EMA, the smooth 15 EMA, the little green line we were talking about, or a little red line, or a bounce off the VWAP. This is also a support level, or a bounce off of the white pivot point if we have a white pivot point, or a breakout of the dynamic compression zone, either to the upside, to the downside. All of these would indicate that you're getting into a long at support and getting into a short at resistance, and that's where you want to be. And these I'm just going to zip through here. The put credit spreads, I leave these out there each week. This is the post on using debit spreads that hopefully everybody's looked at. I have a lot of videos now out there that you can get to and look at. There's a post on the Fibonacci candles, and this is a link to the library where all of my videos are, which you can look at. I've got videos out there now on finding the highest probability trade setup in the compass system, a video on all the compass indicators, what they mean and how you use them. I've got one on doing time spreads over earnings, which we do. I've got one on doing debit spreads using weekly expirations, and I have one on doing put credit spreads, which goes out multiple weeks. And we haven't had a market setup to use very many put credit spreads yet. And then I also have a video on basic options, and I'm going to be putting one out. I'm trying to put one together for the best entries for getting into a trade and the best way to take exits into trades. And it's very complicated to try to cover that because there's so many criteria. But I will do one pretty soon on using the dominator system in conjunction with the compass system. And these are what I've got for stocks that I'm watching for Monday. I'm looking at bullish Caterpillar, Intel, COF, NVIDIA, and Moderna, and bearish Tech, DVA, and EW. And again, on these stocks, what you want to look at on Monday morning is look for long entries to break over Friday's high with a high probability trade setup. And you want the dominator system to also give you the go ahead. Look for short entries to break below Friday's low with a high probability trade setup, and try to take trades that are trading with the market trend. So if the market's bullish, you look for the longs. If it's bearish, you look for the shorts. All right, so let me just drop these slides for a minute. Let's see here. All right, let's get these down. All right, so I want to bring up the compass system here. This is just the ES daily. Let's shift that over to tonight, just so we can see this is what the ES is doing right now. Hasn't done hardly anything tonight. It's pretty flat. But let's go look at the dominator system here. Okay, so this was the dominator system from Friday. Now, and again, if you look, this goes back to the beginning of the day. Here was the market open, and you see that the market was chewing up here, but we've got a black background, and you've got some red and green mixed. Now over here, you start to get buy signals, even though you get a buy signal and the market pulls back. Now what I want to call your attention here is you wouldn't be taking this trade way up here, because see how far away this is from the 15 EMA? It's way up here. What you're looking for in this case is to take a trade when it pulls back right here on this candle right here, where this had a a tail that came down, touched the 15. You've still got buy signals. This is where you want to get in, right here off the 15. And that would have been a really nice trade to the upside. And again, you could have stayed in it for as long as you want, and you could even get out here or get back in again here, or added some more right here as it continued up. And you notice that the green is just staying completely green. And you notice here on this candlestick, remember I was saying when the background here, when the colors here go all green, then this is a really good entry place. And you could have entered prior to this, but you don't want to be chasing these stocks way above support and resistance. So off of the 15 would be fine. Now the other thing I mentioned was what I usually do is I have the compass system up, and the compass system will give us some better entries than the Ninja platform, because the Ninja platform, we've just got the 15 EMA, but we don't have the VWAP on here, and we don't have the dynamic compression zones. And those give us basically nice entries out of dynamic compression zones and VWAP as well as the 15 EMA. And the 15 EMA on the compass system, I think, is a little more accurate than this. But in any case, so that's what that looks like. And if I go here to like Apple, this was Apple on Friday. And again, you can see the nice move in Apple here. There's a morning right here. And this is where you'd want to get in. You see how it come back to the 15 and get in right there and just ride this right up like this. That's a really nice trade right there. And again, you've got buy signals across the board on here. And when your background starts to change and you're way up here, it's time to get out. You don't want to be staying in the trade when it's pulling back to a support level. You still get buy signals, and it's likely to bounce again, which it did right here. But then you see the background went black. So, and when this color changes right here, your multi-time frame trend, which is what these mark, multi-time frame trend of dark green like that is very bullish. This is just slightly bullish, and you want to take profits in this right here. But again, on the compass system, when you're looking at the compass system, oops, get this down here. Bring up the compass. Here we go to the compass system. If we look at the SPY, for example, on Friday. If we go back to the morning when the dominated systems were giving us buys, you see this. You see right here at 12:15. You see this move down to the 15 EMA, and then a bounce right here. This pulling a bounce, having a bounce come right after that. That 12:10 candle right after the 15 EMA. If you've got the dominator system aligned up exactly the same time at 12:10 with a buy signal, then this is where you would want to get in, and you just ride it up, and you can take your profits up here, or you can stay in it. You notice it goes along the 15 for a good long time. So that's where you could get in something like that. And here you notice we've got a little bit of yellow. We don't want to be trading this. So let me look at the dominator system at 12:10 on the SPY. So over here, we'll put the SPY in. And we're going to look at 12:10, which was right here. It's right on that candle. Right on that candle there, followed by this candle right here. And that came right off of the 15 EMA. And we get a buy signal on it here. So that's the 12:10 candle right there. And that corresponded with the breakout on the that corresponded with the breakout. Let me get rid of this. Corresponded with the breakout on the compass system. So this is an error because we don't have live data going on right now. So anyway, that's what I was looking at tonight on the compass and the dominator system. How to use it in combination, and I'll be focusing this in the room each day. I have the dominator system up and the compass system up. I use the dominator, and again, you have to pay a $69 fee to have the dominator system data feed come in from Kinetic, but the Ninja platform does not cost anything if you're not trading off of it. So you can get the Ninja platform put in, and if you want to buy it, just call Rory and they'll get you set up on it. Sergio will download the Ninja platform for free, and then he'll put the Dominator system on the Ninja platform, and all you have to do is set up your kinetic data feed, and you're ready to go. And then you'll have Compass and Dominator the same as I do, and it's going to make a huge difference in our trading. So again, I appreciate everybody's listening to the video, and we'll see everybody on Monday morning. And let's look forward to having a great week trading. We're going into November. Have a great one.